G'day, my name is Tom, this is the Tap Plays YouTube channel. Welcome back to some OMSI 2. Now, today is a release of a brand new DLC for OMSI 2, and it is sitting right behind. But first we're going to have a look at an older DLC, because we are going to do a little bit of a comparison between both of these buses. This is the 2017 Hamburger bus packet bus. The one in particular is the 40 foot that we have here. And we are comparing it to the new one that's just released, which like I said is over here. This is a typical bus that you know of. It is a diesel bus, automatic transmission, and it's used for city transport and whatnot. And you can see it has a typical dash with tachometer, speedometer, fuel gauge, and is that your coolant gauge? Yeah, two fuel gauges. Never mind. The one that we're going to be looking at is a little bit different. You've never seen some of these buses in OMSI. So without further ado, we'll get a start off with this bus really quickly. So what you do is turn the electrics on. Everything comes to life like that. This one's got 183,000 kilometers. Actually, I think it's less than that. That's the 1.9 mil. Start. There we go. So, as you can hear, we have an engine. We have a 4-speed automatic in this bus. And I'll do if you want to see a proper review of this bus, let me know down in the comments below. I would probably do it, honestly. It's a great bus. The bus we're going to look at today, the reason why we have this bus is because we're comparing it to, wait for it, it will take a second here. It will take a second here. Potentially. We're comparing it to this bus right here that you can see. I can't see it yet. There we go. Now I can. We're comparing it to this bus here. This is the DLC E bus for obviously 2. It's a brand new bus for this game. It's the E-Bus Hamburg, and it is from Darius Bode, and it was published by Aerosoft. It only just got released by the time I've recorded this. By the time I'm recording this, I haven't driven it, I haven't started it, I haven't checked out the features that this had, but I'll basically just spawned in the other bus and spawned in this bus, and this is my first impressions. So let me read you a few features that come with this bus. So we have the new 2019 interior design, we have a high detail mesh with 2K and optionally 4K textures, we have a realistic high voltage system with power and SoC display. It is a electric bus. I don't think I mentioned that. This is an electric bus. We have an SOS lighting function. 44 new sounds. Comparing, they don't have any what that does. The animated passenger interior display. Functional PVS for passengers and driver display. Corner light, automatic light and rain sensors. That means if people wipers come on automatically or something like that. Numerous realistic advertisements. That means you can customize with different advertisements. Templates for own repaints and a rechargeable battery system, which is a very cool feature which you don't see in any bus in OMSI. I believe this is the third ever electric bus. I can think of 2. The new blue bus that just came out, and also there's another one I forgot the name of it, but there are 2. I know there's at least 3 electric buses out there. So this is a very unique breed of bus. So we're going to take around and take a look at the design. Now, as you can see, it's got this very cool aerodynamic design. I mean, it is an electric bus overall. I believe the bus is already running before I even turned it on. So we have steel wheels on it. Don't know why you would go steel with an electric. Give weight. This is a 3-door bus. There's nothing clickable around. I mean, the other bus is the same thing. Very big windows, and yeah, it's just an overall very great looking bus. Underneath, there's no detail underneath. Keep in mind, this bus is $15.77. If you think that's worth it, that's up to you. They're $15.77, just like I said, it came out today. That's Australian dollars, by the way. So jumping in the passenger seat, we have a red body interior. We got very cool graphic on the flooring there. It is a left-hand drive bus. You have your bugs. That's not going to work, so we haven't turned the electrics on yet. Yeah, overall, very nice interior. Very, very, very detailed interior, I would have to say. Anyway, let's check out the dashboard. So now, if you remember what the other one looked like, you'll know it's a little bit different here. As you can see, instead of a tachometer, this is your, I believe this is your power reserve gauge, like your regenerative braking gauge. I don't know if there's a manual, I haven't seen, but I'll find out if there is one or not. Let me just quickly go on to Windows Explorer here and go to OMSI 2 on my quick access, because I love that feature of Windows, so you can do that. I believe there wasn't an adult. Here you go. Here it is. There's a manual. So let's have a look, have a read through of the manual, so I know what things are and what things aren't. I believe it has. I believe this is to show how if your battery is being used or if it's being charged or if it's turned off. Which, in this case, it's off. And then you have your. I think that's how much charge you have. Those two gauges and the speedos in kilometers. This bus has done 1.9 million kilometers for a 2019. That's a lot. We have. Yeah, I'll have a look for the goes. Like I said, this is the first ever time I've actually reviewed this bus, so to see if the PDF is open. By the looks of things, it isn't. What if I can just drag it in Chrome? Oh. I guess that's the SOC display. Anyway, so what do we have? We have, if you click that onto Justice Steering Wheel if you so want to. Or something, I don't know what that does. That's your window switches, and you have your lighting switches down there. We have your aircon, you have a good set aircon all there. You got sound, you turn that on for recording, you got your dismissers, your window dismissers, and your windscreen dismissers. No idea what that does. Like, I'll have a flick through the PDF. The PDF has opened. Give me a second. Give it a second here, because I usually get. Alright, let's see what everything does. Starting off, let's have a read about what all the features of this bus has. So, in case you don't know, this has 2 electric motors near the wheel hubs, 260 kilowatt and 2 125 kilowatt, 2 constant, 2 peak powers 125 kilowatts, 2 485 newtons of torque, so it's pretty torquey. And it has a ZF AVE 130 drive axle. The batteries are 10 by 24.3 kilowatt hours, and the usable capacity is 180 kilowatt hours. Alright, here's the dashboard. So the first thing up the top here is your light switch. That's an automatic lights, which is pretty cool. 2 is reset display back to home, which is the excuse me, which is the switch up here. That's so you can reset the dash back to the home screen if you so wish to. Lock the front doors by clicking that button there. You have the block front left the door wings, so you can lock the door wings if you want to do that. That's to unlock the driver's door. And some other things are not functional, like these lights here. These lights these aren't functional, they don't do anything. So you have, there's one on the left is your exterior speaker, which is not functional. Then you have the radio communication switch, which is not functional. Then you have the turn off ESP below 30 kilometers per hour, which you can turn off your, I think that's the electronic stability control thing. Then you can switch additional lights on there, which is not yet being used. Then you've got passenger lights 1 and 2. So you've got 2 stages there. I think that's what that switch is, yep. Then you have the driver's light switch, the level control, raise and neutral, and your emergency lights mode. Then on the gauges, okay, hang on. So on the gauges you have your speedometer, of course. Then the first gauge on the left here, oh hang on, this is laggy. The first gauge on the left here is the auxiliary heater fuel tank. So there's a fuel tank for the heater that you use, and then on number 16, which is the You can use this to change your display page, which is pretty cool. We'll check through the gauges and see what you can do. Then you have the steering column switch indicator right there, which has your indicators, your wipers, and all of that good stuff. And your washers and your 4 beams, and then 25. There's your stop right there, your H clock is right there. Oh no, actually no, temperature, display temperature inside and outside is hiding on number 18, which will be coming up here. It'll be in that section there. That'll be your temperature display. Then you have your odometer over this side. Then you have your central status display, which is what you can use to switch through. Then you have your power meter. Then down here is your state of charge. Then you have your horn, of course, on your wheel. And then you can switch to school bus mode, so you can use this as a school bus if you so wish to. Then you have your stop brake, like I said, right next to it is your stop brake, your H clock. Then you have, hang on. Then you have your hazard flashes, right there, your big massive angle warning triangle there for your hazards. Then you have your automatic door release, which means if you go and turn on your H clock, it should open the doors automatically when someone rings the bell. Then you have your kneeling. I believe that's right next to it, so kneeling. And then you have the stroller mode, so you can have the automatic doors open. Then 30, we have the gear selector, we have drive neutral reverse. This is a 1-speed automatic pretty much. Then you have your 3 doors. And then coming to the side here, coming to the side here, so there's a lot of features in this bus, so bear with me. Let's work out what we got here. So we have the power window switches are right here. Then we have the power sun visors. That means you can bring the sun visor up and down like you can in every other bus. They're all power. And then you have the passenger lights mode. I think that's what that one is. Sorry if you can hear that. Excuse me, yeah, I think that's right. 36. No, that's the dim and the passenger lights. That's the dim, and then you have the passenger light night mode thing. Wait, what? Passenger night mode, and then we have the mirror adjustment. Over here, that's the mirror adjustments. That's not functional. That's completely cool. Then you have your ventilation on and automatic there, because obviously if it gets too cold or something like that, which is cool, so that's more automatic stuff now. Then you have the radio volume, which is not functional, which is right there. I mean, I just try to click on it. It does click, but it just doesn't do anything. Then we have, what's up here, we have the window demisters. Right there, we have the side and front window heat, and at 42 you can change the dashboard alignment right there, which is not functional, I think. Well, you can adjust the dashboard by clicking that, so you can bring the dashboard up and down. I've seen that happen before. Then you have the emergency kneeling button at the top there, the red button right there. That's the emergency kneeling. And then you have a switch to turn on CCTV recording, which is not functional. And then you have, I think over here is your switches for. So what else we got? So we have a. Oh, that's your reset emergency door switches. Then you have your high voltage emergency sign off, your ignition lock, your emergency release stop brake, and then your parking brake. Pretty straightforward. Very, very, very lots of info. Right, so then over the top here, I think it's up here. Oh god, hang on. Where is it? Yeah, up here we have the saw teeth elements. So you can see where you have your digital trip recorder and your AC panel. And yeah, keep going. All 2019 models have push doors, yep, we don't know that. We have a ticket check and vending system. So the translate to check and vending machine, and since 2018 the majority of buses have that system. So that is, I think, the screen that's in there, that's the system there. So you have it for the driver so you can see if people, so the driver check-in display is installed between the dashboard and ticket printer. you'll see the scan results. Okay, so you'll see the scan results every time someone scans. And yeah, and I'll just quickly have a quick walk through the stereo, the aircon controls. Really quickly says the aircon controls here. Also got a fleetboard system there. So what do we have? So we have from the top left, you have your air recirculation, your passenger AC settings, the driver's ventilation, the passenger display settings on the display there, reheat function, window heat. You can turn on the driver's ventilation. You can turn on the auxiliary heater by pressing the button above the driver's AC button, which is the top right next to the climate control fan switch. Oh, that's the temperature switch. And here you have the driver temperature and ventilation in the driver's place. So we have the to turn off a passenger AC, there's the off button. Then you have the menu, and then you have the ventilation switch. Okay, so then we'll look at the lights later. Okay, so that is a brief overview on how this bus works. I think we're ready to start it. Let's see if I have a clue on how to start this bus. I'm pretty sure you just turn on the electrics and you're good to go. So let's see how we go. So we turn on the electric. Okay. Okay, everything's coming to life, and that doesn't look like it. We have to start it. What's that say? Warning. I don't even know what that says. Okay. So you can click through these settings here. So you've got your bus light brake info. You have your battery info. We have 99% battery. Here flicking through, we have your brake system. So if I click the brakes, you can see it come down like that. Then you have your battery temperature and whatnot. And let's see how we go. So now we're going to try and start it. I think all you have to do is hold the button down. There we go. We're ready. As you can see, you have a ready light there. And our dash is pointing at 0. Like I said, we have about... It has the same thing. And then we'll go into the other one. So we are ready. Of course, we can't do much in neutral. So without further ado, we'll take the parking brake off. There you go. Put your foot in the brake. Put it into drive. We're going to drive. Let's see how we go. We're already moving. Let's see how we go. Let's get this to see how we go. I've never driven an electric vehicle in my entire life. I haven't even been in an electric vehicle. I've only been in petrol and diesel cars. This is freaky. Yeah. So if you want to buy this bus, let me know. I'll leave a link in the description down below. This is an absolute crazy experience right now. There's no engine, and I'm driving. Oh yeah, starting off, we're already coming up to 40 km per hour. It's not the fastest electric vehicle on the planet. Obviously, we're talking about the Tesla and the electric supercars to this day. I believe if I let off, we'll start charging the battery. If I push it before the bracket, we'll start recharging the battery. Oh, yeah, I haven't seen it go over 100. There's like 90% battery. But the actual thing recharges and stuff, which is very cool. We'll see if we can test it. We might see if we can do a full acceleration here. But this is creepy. Like, you would not expect to hear an electric bus come by. Because all the buses in Australia, for example, let's see if I can actually launch it. Okay, go. Right now, we can't launch it. It's not the fastest thing. I don't know if there's any performance modes in it. If there's like a sport mode, but it's not the fastest thing. I've actually got my foot like 100% down. I don't know if there's another mode. Oh, that just turns it off. it up. Hang on. How would I make it faster? It's the parking brake's off, isn't it? Yeah. I guess it's not a very fast bus. So let's just drive it casually. And my dashboard doesn't really work. Tape off it doesn't work. Unlike some other electric buses, it doesn't work. But see, yeah, like I can think of three like pure electric buses, for instance. I forget there was one. There's one I can't remember the name of, and there's one I've been testing before the blue bus. But yeah, we're moving. I mean, it's not the sort. But yeah, taking a roundabout. And yeah, this is just an unusual experience. Now, if you didn't see the video I posted earlier, I actually did a video on Would You Rather. If you want to check it out, and let me know in the comments down below. I mean, not let me know down below. Check that to my channel. Whilst you're there, is it charging? Let's find out what we're doing using. I'll probably zoom in and dash it. Let's do a quick U-turn test. Let's see how good the wheelbase is. Para 2, the other buses we tested, and not too bad. Well, then going actually doesn't break so bad. But if you want to do legitimate braking, you have to use the brake. Say if you're nowhere near a electric charge or something like that. Let's do a rate, like a lap, so let's do a rolling start. Let's see how we go. So we can see how good this battery is and how fast this thing goes. Now of course the fuel says to you, so there's no fuel, this doesn't. It's not the low, I don't know what the range is for this bus. We haven't done like a range test. I'm thinking in the next thing for OMSI tourists and the fuel buses, that's including all the fuel buses. I will have another one. Because in case you don't know, this is the first impressions, because I actually haven't had time on this bus. As well as the other buses that I reviewed for OMSI. I'm doing 60 and a quarter and still probably flat. Pretty good. So obviously each electric motors went up. So balance. so weird. I mean, I've been in one electric, well, hybrid car, Volkswagen Golf GTE, but apart from that, I haven't been in a full electric car. If I have an electric car, I'm going to Tesla. What would you get if you get a full electric car? I'll get a Tesla on Roadster or Tesla on this. I don't really like getting a Tesla back. But they are good cars, man. Electric Hamburg Mercedes Taro bus, E-Taro I think it's called. Pretty cool. There we go. Just let it spread forward a little bit. And yeah, so let's see what happens if I click on. I'm pretty sure we'll shut itself down. So that's your PVS system. Click that button, it turns on the feed. Keep up with that. The automatic doors open. Not many buses do that anymore. But yeah, let's have a mess around with the system. I don't know what I was thinking about. Trying to get it to fast scale so I can see how it works. I'd like to do a route with this bus in the future, and we'll find out. So if we go to so we got things to click on there. I don't know, this is probably a pretty bad first impressions of this bus, like bad first impressions for you. Let's see what you can do. See what that looks like. But yeah, it's a pretty freaky bus overall. So we're gonna go quickly turn over the other bus pretty quickly. I'll just quickly start this bus so you can see the difference. So I can show you the differences in terms of technology. So as you can see, this doesn't have the system there, and it still has that. It still has pretty much everything else. It's just missing the electric system. And it still have automatic doors, everything like that's all demonstrated in a moment. So let me just start this bus up. There we go, that's it. It's running. As you see, there's an engine and there's also a OMSI transmission, so that's a 4-speed transmission like I said. But very similar controls. I think there's a couple of controls here. But most of the things in the other buses are automatic, which is cool. But then if you click on here, okay, this doesn't have automatic. Okay, there you go. Automatic doors. Was that your AdBlue gauge, or was that your regular fuel gauge? screen's exactly the same. The only difference is if you think that, and this is a diesel bus, was you have the electric bus, which is right there. Like I'll show you that. So I'll show you for comparison. So this is the regular bus. So just find it right here. So that's the regular bus's gauge, right? So it's which you can flip through this here, which I can't. This is inside the screen. You know what I mean? There's your one. So this is working. What have we got here? So like as you can see here, you have your save system thing here. Flip through all that. There's your warning lights, there's your brake lights, there's your battery voltage, your temperature gauge, your temperature tracker, that's your transmission temp and your oil temp. Gearbox oil, and then you got your turn that off. And that's all your warning lights and all that stuff. So it's a bit different. So let me just go to the other view again. Just give it a second, it's loading. There we go. So like I said, that's a regular gauge cluster. There you go, here. That's the thing. Let's give it a second. I'm just giving it a second. It's just taking a while to switch buses for some reason, but that's completely cool. No, that's completely cool. What else you have the regular bus gauges? What else you have the regular gauges for the bus here? For the electric bus, you have different settings here. You also have you don't have the tach, you have the power meter there. There you go. We have 89% battery apparently. But I will be turning it off, and then we have negative 60 degrees. There's your temperature. There's your pretty much similar, but a little bit different. There's your temperature again, like you have your, like I said, recirculating. But yes, as you can see, it has that. But yeah, so pros of this bus, it's different. Like you never see an electric bus in OMSI 2. It's a very rare occasion that you do. It's good to drive, and it's also a really interesting bus in general. I mean, electric buses are, and it's also fairly cheap. I recommend this for most price. I think it'll see the cons, however, it's a bit slow. For my liking, electric vehicles are meant to be fast, but in terms of like going on the whole track or something like that. Then again, it's a bus, so I can get why. That might be like it in real life. I believe that's it. Okay, I think that's the only point. I think that's a little bit takes a bit to get up the coast, but there's actually talking about. And these buttons on steel, there's a lot of steel. I think you use but some black buttons here. I don't think I found where I'm think. Yeah, you can go up and down. But yeah, so it's pretty much just like to get up and go. For an electric bus, it feels like it's dramatic. It's a little not dramatic, like a Cadillac or a van. It doesn't feel instant. I'm pretty sure this bus is actually like that as well. But yeah, it could use a bit of power. We're going to use the battery, so I'm going to wrap it up there. So I'll give this bus a 9 out of 10, and do I recommend it? Absolutely. If you want an electric bus for OMSI, this is probably the best one today. I mean, there is also this blue bus, which is a great bus, which I'll do a review on. Surely, I think the next topic will be alternate fuels. That's not diesel. So if you have a bus that doesn't want to diesel and runs on, like, say, Fleet, like maybe CMG or something like that, please let me know down below, and I'll review it for season 2. I think that's what's going to be, and I could re-review this bus, so we'll probably come on it. I'll experience this bus in the group and everything like that beforehand. And yeah, so if you want to buy it, please make sure you click on the link down below. It's to the Steve Store website, where you can go and buy it. Once again, it's $15, 77 cents Australian. You get one bus with a whole lot of new features compared to the 2017 model. I highly recommend it. It even has a bomb that I'm going to talk about too. And yeah, you can drive this anywhere away and you can change one bus map. And yeah, so that's it for me. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button down below. Stop liking first time, please subscribe. Tomorrow's OMSI 2 video, we'll be driving the bus car L-Bus 340 or 1721 on a new map. I'll have to figure out what platform I'm doing on and which version I'm taking. I think I'm taking the manual one. And then we'll keep going from there. So hope you have enjoyed. Take care, have a good one. Bye bye.